followed my channel for a while, then you know one thing. I'm an optimistic gamer. I look for the best in any game no matter what. I tried my hardest to do that with the Bureau XCOM Declassified, but whenever I found something good, it was instantly dominated by something bad. Featuring a stretched out and confusing story and a dumbed down version of Mass Effect's gameplay, it's safe to say that the XCOM series made a wrong turn here and should stay to its roots as an overhead strategy game.
No, I can help them. Let me help them!
The story for the Bureau starts off surprisingly strong and gripping. Then after about a few hours of play, its ideas become scattered and it's hard to understand the story or what's happening at all. So let's put it simply then. It is the year 1962 and aliens have invaded the United States. A secret organization called the Bureau, originally created in case Russians invaded US soil, is tasked as the United States' only defense and has to repel the alien threat. You play as William Carter, a former war vet now working a desk job haunted by his own thoughts that he's failing his family and friends for reasons I'll leave unsaid. The story not only fails at keeping things organized, but also, considering that the Bureau is a prequel, it fails at filling in some of the backstory for XCOM Enemy Unknown. As for story missions themselves, they're incredibly drawn out. I'm one for longevity in games, but these missions just wear me thin because they keep on stretching along. If these missions were to be separated into more parts that you could understand one point of the story at a time, it may have worked. But the Bureau gets overwhelmed with its own ideas and throws them all in your face at once and never explains any of it, so you're left fairly confused during your 10-hour playthrough.
What in God's name is that?
The gameplay in the Bureau starts off simple. First, you pick 2 customizable squad mates based off 4 classes. You can change up their loadouts and level them up. After that's all set up, it's off to battle. The most noticeable change in the Bureau is that it's now a tactical, squad-based third-person shooter. The question is, compared to the previous XCOM game, Enemy Unknown, which is an overhead strategy game, how does this all fare out? Well, the answer is simple. Poorly. Perhaps if Mass Effect didn't exist, then the combat would be passable because it's basically a clone of it. Even then, there are still issues with the controls. So many commands are mapped to the same button you'll find yourself vaulting over cover instead of sprinting away, or vice versa. One addition to the XCOM series is Battle Focus. This ability slows down time with the click of a button and allows you to send out commands to your squad mates, whether it be positioning them for the battle ahead or deciding which ability they should use. Not like that matters though, because your AI companion disobeys your commands 5 seconds later and decides to run out of cover and drop dead. Considering there's permadeath in the game, this leads to frustration. But guess what? Permadeath is broken too. With a simple load of your checkpoint, you can have everything back that you just lost. This removes one of the key aspects of the XCOM series, which is having your soldiers' lives weigh on your tactical decisions made on the battlefield, and that one screw-up could ruin your squad of leveled up soldiers and make you have to start from level 1 again. As you can tell, all the original components from previous XCOM games have been removed.
There are easier ways to give up smoking, I'm told.
The Bureau looks fairly decent. The levels look pretty nice and fit its vintage/retro atmosphere. Some character models look a tad funny, and during conversations, facial animations look stiff. As for the sound in the game, you'll be treated to a very mood-fitting soundtrack that'll set the tone for the battles you're in. Some of the laser guns also sound a bit off and not as powerful as I'd imagine, but this isn't anything that should really push you away. It's just a little nitpick of mine. Overall, the Bureau XCOM Declassified is an attempt at fixing something that isn't broken. The XCOM series was doing fine and didn't require such a dramatic change. If you value your $60, then you won't be picking this game up. It's a real shame because I was highly anticipating this one. Unfortunately, it lets down in every category available. I have to go ahead and say that the Bureau XCOM Declassified is one game that all gamers can pass. That's all for my review. If you have any more questions, feel free to post a comment down below. Be sure to stay tuned for my Splinter Cell Blacklist review coming within the next few days. Other than that, you guys, stay sexy, stay active. I love you all. Peace.